What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Dungeon coming at you with another easy mode walkthrough video. In the last one, we took care of the very early beginnings of the Iron Keep. We got a iron key, and we went back to the Force of the Fallen Giants, and we picked up some loot that was there behind the iron door. So, in this video, we're going to continue on. We're going to take down the Smelter Demon. And I'm going to show you a couple things because in this easy mode walkthrough, I will say that kind of both of my characters have not really exactly been optimized, and I would not say that it's giving a very good impression on what you should do to level up to optimize and stuff. So basically, if you take a look at where this character is at, I was talking before about how this character in particular has been I've been kind of trying to transition this character to become more of like a dex, maybe a poison build or something like that. And because I've been leveling up my dexterity, it's been not exactly the best idea because, for instance, I have a great club. I have a upgraded craftsman's hammer, and those weapons, they don't really need dex. It doesn't at all scale with dex. The great club, craftsman's hammer, doesn't scale at all with dex. So I don't really need any dex. But if I take a look at this poison rapier, it scales only with dex. Alright? And I'm probably going to try to get my hands on a black steel katana, and then that also doesn't, I'm pretty sure it doesn't scale with but only dex as well. So something basically to consider. Now some of these other weapons I do want to get into, they scale with both strength and dex. So I'm probably going to see if I can make use of the bastard sword and maybe a claymore or something like that. I mean, all these different swords that I have that I might want to actually try out, that they have multiple scalings, you know what I'm saying? But for the time being though, I not really using those. I don't have those upgraded, you know. I only have just a handful of weapons that are upgraded, and those scale singularly, right? And early game weapons that only scale with strength or only scale with dex, very good, because then you don't really have to worry about upgrading your other statistics. But as we move forward, I actually probably am going to see if I can keep the strength and dex a little bit higher, and this would result in me being able to put points into vigor, endurance, and vitality. And in particular, vigor is somewhat of an issue right now because while I've hit the first soft cap for vigor, which is 20, I'd really like to be at the second soft cap at this point, close to it at this point in the game, with 40. So that you have more hit points, and having more hit points, it reduces the amount of deaths that you have because you have a little bit more cushion, you know. So basically what I want to do actually is show you. I've been talking about it for a while, and this is actually a perfect time for me to do this. I'm going to show you how to use the soul vessel. Alright, so first thing you need to do is warp over to the things betwixt. So I'll see you there in just a second. Alright guys, so here I am at the things betwixt, and we're going to go ahead and use a soul vessel. Now remember, you only have so many soul vessels per playthrough. If you want more, I think the maximum you can get is like 6 or 7 or something like that. If you want more, you have to beat the game and go to like NG Plus in order to get more. I really don't care. I've got so many characters, and you know, this is, I'm basically just doing this to show you guys how to use it. I honestly don't even need to use it. My character build really it's mainly built for versatility, not really for optimization. which I would suggest new players to just optimize your character and not really worry too much about versatility. And the versatility aspect is kind of like to show you like what's the positives and negatives to using different type of weapons to maybe help you along the way. Like, you know, maybe you're watching these and you're not really playing a whole lot yet, and you're kind of like, okay, well, what would be a good idea? What would be a good build to use? And this would be helpful to see, like, well, do I want to use a great club? I don't know. Do I want to use a poison build with like a Ricard Rapier or a Chandler's Trident, or, you know, something else like a dagger or something like that, or Mytha's Bent Blade, which I could actually get right now. So what you want to do, pretty sure you talked to this lady. Let's see, it's one of these ladies we talked to. Alright, you get the handmaidens. Hey, by the way, if you get that, you can, if you have low stats, you can infuse that with a mundane stone, and it can do really good damage. Mundane stones basically will use your lowest skill, your lowest attribute to scale off of. So if all your attributes are around the same area, you can actually do some really interesting things with that ladle. Alright, so let's keep talking to her and see. I don't think she's the one that we use the yeah, she's not. I think it's this lady right here. One of these two right here. Yeah, so there you go. Do you want to reallocate? If you say yeah, like reallocate the points, do you want to give her a soul vessel? Alright, so yeah, keep talking. So you can check it out and see how many you have in your inventory. Let's see if I can find my soul vessels around here somewhere. They look, I don't think, actually, wait a second. Let's see if I can find these things. Maybe it was over there and I just passed it up actually. Well, I'm looking for it and I'm not really seeing it. I know it's probably right here, and oh, here it is right here. This looks like a little bug. I've got 2. Like I said, I'm pretty sure you get like 7 or something like that. And I'm like I said, I'm not too concerned. I know pretty well what I'm doing with this character. I've got plenty of other characters if I want to do something different. So I'm going to use one. If I were you, I would probably be very hesitant to use these. Alright, unless you're really close to the end and you got multiple of these. Then, you know, you might not want to use it. So first thing I want to do is bring this up to at least 30. Alright, so I want some cushion here. I can bring this up to 10. Let's say 10. And I like 20 right here. That is actually kind of nice. It allows me to be able to hold my heavy armor, heavy weapons. Having 10 of this is good to be able to have that spell. 40 is pretty optimized, honestly. Anything above 40, you get diminishing returns. So if you take a look at my weapon damage, if I put 10 points into strength, I get basically 10 more points of damage on the weapon for each strike. So it's not like tons extra damage. If I go to 30, look at the difference here. For 30, it's a huge difference. 516 compared to if I have 40, 553. So it's a huge difference. You get huge amount of return on investment for the difference between 30 and 40 with strength and dex. So we're going to go ahead and pump this into 40 for dex, what it was before. The only reason why you'd really want to have above 40 strength is if you're going for a pure strength build, if you're using weapons that have a requirement of 50 or above, which there are some, like the Great Warrior Club, usually is highly coveted and considered one of the best strength weapons, and it has, I think, like a 60 or something like that requirement for strength. So you really have to get a very high strength. As far as adaptability, well, we know we want to get 92 in our agility, so having the same number would be very good idea. And now for the rest of everything else, I can leave this endurance here, and I can go ahead and put a few more into vigor and circle back. Once I get my vigor up to that next soft cap of 40, then I can start going for the soft cap for endurance, which is 20. Alright, and it should be pretty good. I could potentially bring this down to 6 and go ahead and get my soft cap. I mean, I'm not getting tons difference. Let's see, what's the difference between 6 and 10? Yeah, it's 2 points each level for endurance, so it's not a huge amount. I could do that, and I'll do that just to see what it looks like. Yeah, so we'll just do that, and I'll start putting more into endurance once I start leveling up, and it should be okay. I will say that endurance is pretty important when you're in a PvP battle, because your enemy won't let up. They'll continue to press you, and if you're out of stamina, you're in some pretty big trouble, very big trouble. So if you're doing the PvP scene, then you want that endurance. It's pretty important. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and confirm. I'm gonna roll with this, use this, and now
on a journey.
She's like, yeah, go, you know, piss off or whatever. And here I am. Alright, so I've changed my entire character. I've got soft caps for vigor, the second soft cap for vigor, soft cap for strength and dex. So this is what I would call a optimized quality build. Quality being strength and dex together, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Iron Keep, and I'm going to take down that Smelter Demon. Alright, so I'll see you in a moment. Alright, you guys, so here I am at the Iron Keep, and like I was saying in the other video, both of my characters have pretty well all this stuff cleared out. At least I pretty well think I do. I know in the last video I thought I did, and there was some guy up over here shooting at me with some arrows and stuff. So as far as I know, all of those guys are all farmed up, and they're not going to come back. Now, in this next area, something that I really, the other character doesn't really have a good bow, but this character actually does. So I have to, actually I just bought some arrows, so let me equip those. Alright, so what I have to do is, you can just outright kill this guy, but if you get enough headshots, you can knock him off actually. So if you're, oh boy, if your weapon doesn't do a ton of damage, you can knock him off the ledge, and then he'll fall off. Obviously the downside to doing that is that if he has any drop, you won't get it. Oh, there's a drop right there. I'm hoping it is a katana. I mean, that'd be so sweet, because that's what I want to do. I want to upgrade a black steel katana as my next weapon, because now that I have my dex at a 40, I mean, that's the next soft cap. I could actually do some things with that. Although this build is actually optimized for quality weapons like bastard swords, claymores, and those type of things. Even the longsword, honestly, longsword is somewhat of a quality weapon, so I could take a weapon like a longsword or broadsword or something like that and just use that uninfused and see how that goes. Alright, well, it's not a black steel katana, and I do have the highest, let's see, let's get this guy to come over by me. And like I said, I do have the highest item discovery so far that I can get without using a bonfire ascetic, because I do want to use one. I will use one, and we're going to defeat the Belfry gargoyles on NG. Basically, it's NG plus using a bonfire ascetic, and then we'll have the gold servant ring +2. Ooh, that dude's hitting me with a what you call it? A like an enchant lightning a katana. I think they use washing poles or something like that. So that's what it looks like. Alright, so I'm just gonna use a Estus flask and let's get this guy. Oh man, guy is shooting at me from the side. And both of these two dudes are coming at me. Alright, so here's the good thing. The good thing is that those dudes both came at me already, which means that they're not gonna like try to interrupt me for when I kill the other captain. Because this captain I'll have to kill, which actually, let me come over here and kill him. Let's aggro this guy real quick. Oh man, oh man. I'm probably gonna use a Estus, not an Estus flask, but a what you call it, life gem, because Smelter Demon can be a difficult boss, you guys. If you've gone up against him, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. So from here you can just poke, and this is kind of cool. Obviously, it's a little nicer to be able to get headshots, but I can probably more quickly get 2 body shots. Obviously, I use more arrows, but you know, when you're using wooden arrows for 10 souls a pop, I mean, that's, you know, that's like nothing. You know what I'm saying? So now go back around, and there's one more Alone Captain, two actually. I'm not gonna kill this one up there, not yet, because I'll tell you why. There's an easier way to go about it, and you can kill them from up above with like bows or something like that. And from here, if you hit those smoking stacks on the side, they explode. Like, let me see if I can make one explode with this thing. Nah. Yeah. Nah, if you use like a fireball or a firebomb or something like that, or if you hit it, it'll explode, and that will either send you off the side and you'll die, or it'll do so much damage that you'll die. And either way, it's not good. So here's the trick. You want to gauge your opponent. That's like that. Now, if you come here, like in a different circumstance, those dudes up top will jump down, and you probably won't be able to get that, you know, a good backstab. So, if they're dead though, then you can totally do that. All right, so I'm gonna summon Lucatiel. Very good summon for this fight because of how many hit points Lucatiel has. All right, so here's the thing that I'm gonna do. This boss actually is susceptible to poison, so I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to I could put this on, Crest of the Rat, to increase my poison, and I could end up poisoning this thing faster, and it might even do more poison damage. So, and then I can keep both of these weapons, or I can go for a lighter load and switch to the Craftsman's Hammer. The problem with the Craftsman's Hammer is that I have to get real close, and I mean, it swings a little faster, but I really don't know if I want to get that close to this guy. This guy, he does a lot of damage, man. So, other thing I could probably switch off is the Gold Serpent Ring. It's not like he's gonna drop anything for us, and instead I can put on like maybe the Flame Quartz Ring, because he does fire damage at times. I could put on the Blue Terrastone Ring, because that's like, it's gonna safeguard me from any kind of damage. You know, if my hit points get low, it'll keep me from dying. You know what I'm saying? Well, it'll make it more difficult. It'll give me that extra little bit when you need it the most. And then anything else that you have that can help you with the fire resistance would be very good. So I have right now memorized flash sweat. Well, that's very good because go ahead and use this, because I can use it to increase my fire resistance, and I can also get wet, which probably should, but I'm not gonna walk all the way over there for that. So here we go. First thing I'm gonna try to do is poison him, and then there's that move, man. For those of you range attackers, alright, there we go, he's poisoned now. So now he's gonna continually take that damage. I could just chill, honestly, and just kind of like let it ride, but now he's like got his fire buffs going on. Alright, he's gonna burst or something, man, so I'm not gonna. He also takes less damage when he does that, so you want to be careful. Sometimes it ain't worth it, you know. Alright, his poison is up again. Ooh, you want to be careful with this guy's combos, man. If you get hit by all the combos, you're in trouble. Oh, look at that. Fire. Let's go ahead and poison him again. So this is the R2 attack. Alright, he's poisoned. Yeah. So I can kind of bide my time a little bit again. Oh yeah, look at that attack. He's dead. That's it. There it is. Alright, so there's the benefit of poison right there. Honestly, I've been kind of waiting for a boss that I could use, because the last area, everyone had poison. So using a poison build is not very good in Earthen Peak and Harvest Valley. But this area is the first area for a long time that you can actually use a poison build. So come up here, grab this, and there's a bonfire right behind me. For those of you who like the what's it called, Kirk armor and some of the other Dark Souls, that's like the Porcupine Shield or whatever. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to rest up. I'm gonna go to Majula, and I'm going to do a quick farm. Not a quick farm. I'm gonna do a farm in this area. It's pretty simple, and I'll show you what that looks like probably when I come back. So I'm gonna go to Majula. I'm gonna level that endurance up or whatever, and then I'll come back and show you what's going on. All right, and then we'll move forward. See you in a second. All right, you guys. So I'm back, and first thing I want to do, actually, before we even open that door, we're gonna actually come back here, because there is a pursuer down here, and we're gonna go ahead and take care of him real quick. All right, and then we're gonna come, and then I'll show you the farm. The problem with this is that those Hollow Knights sometimes will not like actually have you fight this dude by himself, and sometimes if you're close to that doorway, they will actually jump in and start like hitting you. I should have switched my weapon, man. Uh-oh. Alright, heal up while I can. Yeah, I definitely should have switched my weapon. This thing is just too slow. Even though it does more damage, it's just kind of hard to use against such a mobile creature. But, you know, he's dead. Because, yeah, especially when they turn with this thing, sometimes you'll be in mid-swing and it won't actually connect. Like, you'll completely miss, and that's, you know, not good at all. So see here, I'll come over here and see what happens, see if they trigger. Sometimes they do. Looks like they're not. That's okay though. Just all I gotta say is that if you're fighting over here, just be very careful, because all it takes is one swing or something like that, and then you'll aggro those dudes. And then, I mean, those pursuers are hard enough as it is. To have like an aloe knight running around next to you, I mean, that's just gonna be awful, honestly. Oh shoot! Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. There we go. Oh, I better re-equip the bow. Gonna need that. And also I'm gonna need this on too, actually. And this. Alright. I will actually start walking back to the bonfire, because I do want to show you what if you have the farm, but if you have like sorceries or miracles or hexes or anything like that, let's go ahead and rest at the bonfire. But if you have any of those things, or a good range attack, like I've got a decent bow, especially with my stats the way they are, it actually really helps the bow. But if you can do decent damage, man, then this is going to be a very good farm for you, actually. Alright, so give me a black steel katana. No black steel katana. So then basically you can get a few headshots here. Oh man. Yeah, that's not good at all. And you definitely want to kill this dude, because if you go jump down there, then you're gonna have to deal with those enemies like from the other direction. Oh, it looks like I didn't have to move even. He can't hit me from where I can hit him. And this one, there, you can do this. You can do like a plunge on this guy. And he's a quick kill. Otherwise, for those like for you who are, if you're ranged really, then you can just kind of range kill him pretty easy. This guy, if you get close, he'll aggro. And just like that. And for that guy, if you get oh, here's a forlorn. Okay, so that's gonna fog up. You won't be able to use the bonfire, obviously. I'm gonna heal up real quick, and I'm gonna take this guy to task, honestly. And see, if he was like an actual person, he wouldn't let me just kind of walk off like that. You know, he'd be trying to attack me. So that's the difference between your NPC phantoms and your actual like invasions. All right, so what you want to do is just hit him once with a arrow or whatever, and then he'll come to you, and that's what you want, because if you go to him, he'll bust up the bridge, and then you won't be able to get on it, and it's just like this huge problem. So, and this dude actually, he can drop large shards, and he can drop fire drake stones as well. So farm everyone right here, and we'll have to climb up to get that, or drop down to get that, or something like that, because I don't know what it is, and whatever it is, I probably want it. I mean, it's there, right? Might as well get it. Alright, so now when you come over here, one of the guys should probably, yeah, he's running already over here. See that? Ah. Alright. Give me that sword, man. Alright. From there, these captains are actually worth quite a bit. Check a look at how much they're worth. Almost 2,000, man. Each one. And there's 4 in this. Oh my god, come on, man. And there's 4 inside this run. So, I mean, do the math, you know what I'm saying? It's just from those alone, it's quite a bit. And this guy usually falls off. And don't summon him. Don't do it. This guy should be able to just kill and then run back over here. Don't aggro the two. Oh man, here they come. Looks like they're already aggroed. Oh, this is a big problem. So here, what you want to do, just run, man, because you've got a lone captain firing stuff at you. You've got, you know, two of these guys chasing after you. I mean, you don't want to be in that situation. You're not at all. So I was using that doorway to basically like the hot gates, man. You know, one at a time, where the numbers don't matter. All right, this dude gonna try to karate chop, not karate chop, but like samurai slice me. And if I can get him to use that bow again, I can really mess him up. Alright. And that's all of... No, that's almost all. There's one more dude down here. And then that'll be all. And I'll show you where to go from here. There he is. Oh, where does this guy come from? Yeah, I'm not sure where that guy came from, but, you know, it's all good. Alright. Now, actually, you know what? I forgot something. There was something we needed to go grab. Because, now, basically, you can go up there and... Here, I'll show you, actually. Let me open this up, too. Basically, you can go back up top and go back to the bonfire, and you're all good. And you can start to run over again. But I did want to jump down and grab that drop, and I also wanted to show you. I think there's a twinkling titanite that we just kind of passed. I didn't really want to get it because there's a safer method to getting it, because you can use that bonfire and you don't have to really go through as much hassle. So that would be over there. I think that's a twinkling titanite or something like that. Obviously, it's a platform, and platforming in this game, it can be not so bad. What you want to do is do a diagonal jump and aim for that doorway. You could definitely make it, because if you jump this way, more than likely what's going to happen is you're going to fall off the stairs on the other direction. You'll overshoot, actually. Here, perfect shot. Petrified Dragon Balls, yeah, that's good too. That's for boss weapons. I knew it was something like that. And there's a spot where you can use a lockstone, but that isn't actually going to do much of anything. I think it fills up that water, which I think can actually, you know, heal you, kind of, sort of. But yeah, also makes you wet, which could be good, especially against the Smelter Demon. And you get that Zweihander, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back. And that's, I mean, take a look. I mean, we started off, I think it was like 5,000 I had between the pursuer and then the one run. Each run will give you like, I think 30,000 souls for each run, or something like that. 25,000 or something like that. I don't know how much it is, but it's a lot. And you go through a few of them, and all of a sudden you'll have over 100k. So I am probably going to farm my heart's desire on this area, because it's a very good area to get souls, and then you usually don't have trouble afterwards, so with pretty much anything. So anyhow, I'm gonna farm up and go back to Majula and do my thing, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, you guys, so I'm back. I cleared out all these mobs. I pretty much killed them, I don't know, like 10 or 15, 12 times or something like that. And I gathered probably well over 200,000 souls. So I leveled up my guy a number of times. This is where I'm at. I leveled up my attunement a little bit, my ADP a little bit, endurance a little bit, those type of things. And you guys probably wondering like, yo, what's up with the change of clothes? You kind of look like a lady. So this right here, along with the dragon tooth, which I can't actually use, it's a two-handed, gives me the best fire resistance. All right, because before we move forward, we have to move back. All right, there's something that we gotta do. First thing I want you to do is drop down over here, bust this, get water all over you. Make sure that when you're walking, you're leaving footsteps behind, like you can see right there. And then what I want you to do is run all the way over here, and we're gonna get what's inside that chest real quick. All right, now I have the flash sweat spell attuned or memorized or whatever you want to call it, and that in tandem with all the rest of my stuff, I probably won't take any damage actually when I get on this. Yeah, see, I'm not really even taking any damage because I'm wet. I've got the flash sweat, that's right there, plus 600 fire defense, plus the rest of the stuff is like ultra fire defense armor and stuff like that, so I probably got another 200 at least between all the rest of the stuff. So once you get a certain number, then you pretty well not taking any damage from that type of stuff. There's a boss fight, the Ancient Dragon, where you need to kind of do a similar thing. You have to have like your fire defense up super high, otherwise when that dragon breathes flames on you, you pretty much insta-die. So if you have a really high fire defense though, it's like nothing but a scratch, honestly. So once you do that, you can come back over here. I'm going to go ahead and rest up and change my clothes, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, I'm back, and we are going to continue. Now I did kill these guys. I farmed them up so they're not spawning anymore. One thing I will say is that the ironclad that's that's normally right here, make sure that you aggro him to come to you toward that door, because if you come up this way, he'll destroy this bridge and then you have to leap off it, and that's that area that I was talking about, or like I don't know how many times in the game where I said that I was running and then I tried to jump over it and my character just like went straight 90 degrees into this pit of lava. It was the strangest thing, but you know, controller, it really did happen. That actually happened on my last playthrough. Alright, so here I am taking damage from this dude. And you want to guard against this guy's arrows. If you have a spell, that'd be kind of nice to use, but it's not like end all be all. Now we're gonna come back actually. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna come back and do this whole little area, but first what I want to do is the area up above. So in order to do that, click on this and put your stone in that, and you could close the door behind you. I'm not going to, 'cause I'll mess some fool up if they try to follow me up here. Alright, and then there's gonna basically be a bonfire up in this little area up here, but first you want to grab on this box. One of these boxes in NG Plus actually is like a mimic. I can't remember if it's this one or the one up there. One of them I think is a mimic, so do be careful if you're playing NG Plus. So Thunder Quartz Ring and well, +1. So you know, if you haven't bought the ones from Rosabeth, which I didn't, then you probably be all right, because I think we have the Thunder Magic and the Fire +1. Quartz Ring +1. Definitely talk to this guy. He's gonna be like, yo, do you want to join the Covenant? And be like, no, and then be like, psych, I'm just messing with you. I totally want to be in your Covenant of Dwarves, you know. And then once you're in the Covenant, then enter into this, because if you do that beforehand, this dude right here will start coming and attacking you in the middle of you talking to that dude, and that'll be a problem. Alright. Okay, so here we go. Mess up these guys. And there's one dude coming over here. I'm going to mess him up, actually. I'm going to wait for him to come around the corner. And there it is, just like that. Now, there's a secret NPC, Phantom, that can spawn. It's the Mad Warrior, Mad Soldier, or something like that. If he spawns, he'll spawn pretty much like on the left of this area. I'll actually stand on top of that area for you guys, so you know what I'm talking about. And these dudes can drop the Bellkeeper's bow, which, you know, could be interesting. So here's this guy, and basically, the guy, the Mad Warrior, will spawn right where that guy's coming from, right there. Alright, and then I don't know if it'll actually say it's an invasion, but he'll like spawn from right here, and if you kill him a bunch of times, you'll get a bunch of Covenant items, which, you know, could obviously be very helpful. And look, I've got the Great Club, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of makes it look easy, honestly, but I mean, those guys can be kind of a pain, I'll be honest with you. But, you know, when you're messing around with the Great Club is a very fantastic weapon, in my opinion, for PvE and stuff like that, because how much poise it has, and low weight, low requirements. You only need strength in order to wield it well. You know, it's not like a quality weapon or anything like that. So, and it's strike damage too, which is super good against enemies that have high amounts of armor. You know, decent for roll catching at times. at times. Alright, this dude is about to be mine. There it is. Alright. So then come around this way, and you can pick up this drop. Alright, and we're nearly done with this little area, actually. There's a phantom. Well, I don't know really a phantom, but, you know, he's something. I usually just wait here, because those Bellkeepers will fire their bows off at you in the middle of you, like, dueling this guy. So I just kind of wait. He'll come and run at us, and then I just go to task on him. There you go, just like that. From here, look, you got a couple options. You can just shoot your bow at these dudes. If you feel confident, though, he's got a flame weapon on. I'm gonna light him up a little bit, though. Alright, just because I think it's funny. Uh-oh. I missed. Those guys, they can be kind of a pain, honestly. So don't underestimate them. Do not underestimate them. You'll die. Alright, so pick up this drop around the corner. Make sure you don't forget it. And, you know, if you are in the Bellkeeper's Covenant, whenever you, like, and you're playing online, then you can get summoned to this area whenever someone comes into the area and they're not in the Covenant. And if you defeat them, you'll get a chunk every single time. But, you know, like I was saying before with this game, there is not a whole lot of people playing PvP on this one. Every once in a while you'll, you know, be able to invade or get invaded and stuff like that. But it's not like tons of people, you know, playing on this. Alright, so there's a Black Knight weapon in here. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the Black Knight Ultra Great Sword or something. Yeah, Black Knight Great Sword. There it is. So people say that's a very good weapon. I'm not too particular to those weapons, but, you know, to each their own. Alright, so once you go into that secret door, you get that thing, come out, and that's pretty well that whole little area. Alright, and from here, typically I will go to the other bonfire, and because you really can't go from this bonfire, you have to go all the way around. So I'll meet you guys at the other bonfire for the next bit. Alright, you guys, so here I am at the second Iron Keep bonfire, and I was looking at how much time we have, and it's pretty well, like, out of time without me extending this too long. So what we're gonna do is start back up right here on the next episode, and then I'll show you how to go the rest of the way in Iron Keep, and then we'll take down the boss here too. Okay, so until then, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everyone.